After you have successfully installed the commander inside your Model 3 Highland, let me show you how to set up the stalks. Even though the stalks use strong custom-made double-sided tape, which aims to make the installation process easy and doesn't require disassembly of the steering wheel, we recommend doing the following steps on a preconditioned cabin with a temperature of around 21 degrees Celsius. Once the cabin is warm, take the provided wet wipe and carefully clean the area where the stalks go, removing any dust and oily spots. Then leave it to dry for a couple of minutes before proceeding to the next step. If your steering wheel column needs more polishing, get a warm, wet towel or anything else you like to clean your car with. This step is essential for the adhesive to make a strong bond with the surface underneath. As we have said in the past, the stalks installation takes less than a minute, but we suggest you take your time and follow the next steps. At the bottom of each stalk, you will see arrows with markings. They are meant to help you follow a proper alignment, so you can rest assured that both units are placed symmetrically, but you can always just eyeball it. We recommend placing the base of the stalk about 2 mm from the edge of the steering wheel column, so it doesn't rub when you spin the wheel. Also, ensure that the edge of the stalk is aligned with the edge of the column by moving it a bit until you feel it sits in its place. Then press gently with one hand while pulling arrow number 1 upward, following the guided lines with the other. Then spin the wheel to get better access to arrow number 2 and pull it towards you. Once both plastic seals are stripped off, press the base firmly against the steering wheel column for about 5 seconds. Finally, pull down arrow number 3, which is there to preserve the battery's lifespan before it gets into use. Even though the double-sided tape we created is strong and durable as every other adhesive there is, it gets stronger with time, so we recommend not using the stalks in the next 48 hours to harden properly. If you live in a colder climate, finding a place to keep your car indoors for that period is essential, unless you are okay with keeping the cabin preheating on for the next couple of days. When setting up the stalks for the first time, we must ensure that newly installed Commander is paired with the Sexy app. To do so, go to the Commander tab and follow the pop-up that asks you to connect the new Commander. Sometimes, for security reasons, it might ask you for a verification step, which is done by pressing the right scroll wheel twice. When you do so, press continue and the pairing should be completed. Then we need to check if there is a pending update for the Commander, which can be seen from the Sexy app's homepage. If so, make sure to install it first. Otherwise, your stalks might not be able to detect the unit. After the update is done, it's time to pair your new stalks, and you do that from the tab at the bottom of the home screen. Here the step is similar to when you were pairing the Commander. Once you see this message, you need to press the side button of the stalk. After the pairing is done, you can connect your second stalk by swiping left on the screen and repeating the same process. Once the stalks are paired to the app, they should automatically connect to the Commander. If for some reason you think they are not connected, doing a factory reset or holding the side button for 15 seconds might help. You can also contact our support team from the email provided in the description below. From the Stalks tab, you can do all the customizations, so let's go over what's currently coded with software version 5.2. Here you see the 3 pre-assigned actions which you can always change by just pressing the icon and selecting your favorite feature from dozens of options. A second and a third action can be added to the same movement of the lever or the button by assigning it to the double or long press. Please note that the single press action will be slightly delayed if you add a double or long press actions. That's because the stalk needs 1/3 of a second to be able to recognize if you want to activate action number 1 or action number 2 before the input gets triggered. That's why we recommend leaving the important features that you use while driving only as a single press option, so there is no delay whatsoever. Another great feature that we have added is the possibility of assigning actions based on the drive state you are in. For example, I have made it so that when I'm in drive, the upward movement of the left stalk triggers the right turn signal, but the same movement when the car is in park will open the right door, and the double pull will move my passenger seat backwards so that my co-pilot can get inside the car easier. And once again, these options are fully customizable, so you can make them fit your driving style. As you know, we have made our stalks fully wireless, and for that we are using a CR2032 battery that can withstand over 6 months of hardcore use and over a year of moderate use, but we have made replacing it easier than ever without having to take the stalks off the steering wheel column. On the bottom of each stalk there is a small tray that you need to pull down to access the battery. Then simply take it out and put the new one with the positive side facing upward. It's that easy. Also, we have made the Sexy app notify you when the battery is running out, so it doesn't stop working mid-drive. Removing the sexy stalks is as easy as putting them on, but since the custom double-sided tape we have made is meant to last, make sure to follow these steps when taking them off. First, get a blow dryer and point it directly at the base of the stalk at mid to high temperature, just so the glue can become softer. After a few seconds, use a pry tool to get in between the stalk and the steering wheel column, and gently start working your way in by pulling away the base of the stalk from the column. It would be a smart idea to place a small cloth between both plastics just to avoid any potential scratches. And just like that, the lever is off and the car is as it was when you first got it. If you need to put the stalk back on, make sure to wipe down the steering wheel column, remove the double-sided tape you already used, replace it with the additional one we have provided in each box, and leave it to dry out for a couple of days, just as you did when you first installed it. Well, this was it. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!